G'day guys, it's Wolfie here, and today I'm going to show you a tune that I came across actually by accident. I was just messing around trying to come up with some livery ideas, and I thought I'd try a DDE livery on a couple of the Lamborghinis, like the Tire Slayer here. And I tried out the road going version, and tried out a couple of the other Lambos, tried the SVJ, and then realised that the GR4 is actually quite a good car, especially on the Tokyo 600. Considering that the downforce doesn't actually restrict the top speed on the straights quite so much like a lot of the other GR4s, and therefore allows you to get some pretty amazing lap times and a pretty good overall time for the race. So I'll jump into it here and show you, as far as the wheels are concerned, you basically just want to max them out. The diameter of the wheel doesn't matter so much, but the rim width and the offset basically are set, and I think if you go stock you just want to make sure you max them out all the way. It's going to give you the exact same PP points. So as you can see here, we've got 599 PP and 543 brake horsepower. Now I've gone with the sports hard tyres for front and rear, and I've got the body height set at 70 at the front, 80 at the rear on the fully customizable suspension, 6 on the anti-roll bar front and rear, 35 on the dampening ratio, and 45 on the expansion. 3.15 and 3.15 on the natural frequency. Negative camber is 3.5 and 3.5. Toe angle is 0.05 out on the front and 0.20 in on the rear. Now it also comes with the fully customizable differential, and I've set that at 10 for the initial torque front and rear. The sensitivity, acceleration sensitivity is 20 at the front, 40 at the rear. Braking sensitivity 10 at the front, 20 at the rear. Now you can't change the torque vectoring or anything like that, or the split, which is set at 30/70. The rear downforce is set at 300 and the front at 150. We've got the fully customizable ECU, I believe it comes with the car as well. That's set at 100%. Ballast is set at 80. Ballast positioning is just slightly forward at -9. Power restrictor is at full power, 100%. As far as the transmission is concerned, we're using the fully customizable manual, and we've set it to 340. I haven't actually played around with the gears too much. I might try and refine them a little bit. But yeah, I'll see if I can get a couple of extra Ks an hour out of them. As far as anything else is concerned, you basically just want the high RPM turbo. And that, my friends, is everything for the car. That's everything you're going to need. And being a GR rated car, there's not really a whole lot else that you can put on it. And usually this would slow you down. A lot of the ground force and downforce would slow you down, but yeah, not in this car. So I'll just give you a quick run through of opening lap and fastest lap. So it's not going to take off as quick as some of the other cars, but once you basically get into 5th and 6th gear, this thing just absolutely powers. It's got a lot of top end, and like with a lot of the races lately, I've been wall riding just the first corner to try and get myself out in first place, ahead of the pack, and basically just get myself that head start, and then you just don't look back. Now, so with this car in particular, you can really power out of the corners, so you won't notice it quite as much in the first lap. What I've done is I've left one traction control on. The traction control is set at 1 just for the first lap, just to cut back any chance of oversteer or sliding out at the rear. And I basically just get myself up behind first place, and probably could have taken him, but you really want to be careful in the first lap, because any contact with a car is going to basically lose you your bonus. So I was just being a little bit tentative, a little bit careful here, and trying not to hit him, and make sure that I keep my clean race bonus. As it turns out, you can actually tap on the AI later on in the race, and it won't affect your bonus. But for the first lap in particular, you really want to just try and steer clear of them altogether. So at this point, I'm going to turn my traction control down to 0. I'd really advise doing this because otherwise the traction control is just going to bog you down trying to accelerate out of corners. And as you'll see in this demo lap, the acceleration out of corners is really where this thing excels. So I'm going to get myself ahead of first place here, and I'm just going to brake early, take a nice shallow line and just power out. And that's basically the story of the entire race, because as of this point you don't need to do anything but go. There's no stopping at all. You don't need to change the tyres. In fact, the tyres will be more than 50% by the time you finish the race, and you have more than enough fuel without having to even look at fuel map. So second lap, you're still not getting the sort of times that you will be later on in the race. Obviously, as it dries out, you'll get a bit more traction, especially from the rear end. So in this lap, I'm just basically trying to find my feet, and it was only maybe I think it was my second try at it. So the first time I made a bit of a mistake, but this time it took me about a lap and a half, and then I realised that you can really power like about now out of every corner, and that includes the hairpin down at the end here. So I initially brake, first lap I brake at the 200, here I brake between the 200 and the 150, and I bring that down lap after lap after lap until I get to the 150, and then I start to power out of the corner nice and early. And so you'll notice by the time you get to about 5th and 6th lap, you're really powering out of it, and in a lot of other cars you'd get the rear end sliding out and it'd just throw you absolutely sideways. You'd do a 360. But yeah, in this car, not the case. So first lap wasn't too amazing, 2 minutes 27. Second lap, 2 minute 10. Third lap, 2 minute 10.2. Then a 2 minute 7. A 2 minute 8. 2 minute 7. 2 minute 8. 2 minute 7. 2 minute 6.4 was my fastest. 2 minute 7. 2 minute 7. And then last lap come in 2 minutes and 8 seconds for just under 26 minutes. So I think it was 25 minutes and 58 seconds. So that's actually a pretty good time, especially since PD have nerfed the Tokyo Expressway event. It's been kind of hard to work out what you can and can't get away with, so I've established that at least you can get away with wall riding that first corner, just the first corner. I don't do it all the way around all the way around the track, and just get yourself ahead, and then you won't look back, especially with this car. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoy that, and go out and get yourself some money. This thing pays itself off in one race, almost doubles its value in one race. And yeah, I think you can make some really good money with this. So I like making builds like this because it just means that you can change things up a little bit and try something new. Grinding gets a little bit boring, but if you want to get all the cars in Gran Turismo 7 and you want to try some new things and, you know, keep the game a little bit lively and a little bit enjoyable, and you want to try some new stuff, and you want to try some new cars, and some of the cars are actually quite fun to drive even when you're grinding, and this is definitely one of them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and be sure to like and subscribe, and please, if you've got any ideas or